This is what you call FOMO. I was trying to be good, but then I was like, no, it's so pretty. I just need it. So come on into the video so we can discuss. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So if you are new here, welcome. And if you're older but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup, but please just call me Ash or Ashley. Now, the video FOMO. I was trying to be good. And I was like, I don't need this palette. And then I saw it restock and I was like, well, I guess I do need the palette. So the palette that I'm talking about today is the Cyborg Choir palette by Adept Cosmetics. And these are the beautiful looks, or two of the beautiful looks, because I have 4 looks for you today. I felt like the palette was super colorful and really pretty, and the hollows were calling me, and the purples and the turquoises and the yellows and the matte shades. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Now, my reasoning for not purchasing the palette initially is because I thought that the palette kind of looked a lot like this one. This is the Element 115, which is like, I love this one by Adept. But, you know, Adept really been killing it. Like, they on a streak again this year because, you know, that Flying Fiddles. And then they had the Cyborg Choir. And then they had Amy's palette. If you haven't checked out this video, child, Amy, you did your thing on this. And, you know, I'm like, y'all are having a run, and I still appreciate the run. But I was trying to be good, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to save my money. Because I really did think that the Element 115 palette looks like the Cyborg Choir. And, you know, they look alike, but they don't look alike. They have similarities, but they don't have similarities. And you look at the shades and you're like, yeah. But when you put the shades on your eyes and the shifts and the holochromes that are in the Cyborg palette, you're like, oh, no. These are not the same. They are just not equal. Both great, but they're just not the same. The shifts in this palette are amazing. I mean, do you see this? Do you see this holochrome? Okay, and if holochromes really aren't your thing, these are smooth. Some of them have a little bit more bigger flecks in them versus others, and then you still have the multichromes, but the shades are very vibrant. They're ultra, you know, the blues and the purples. So I just love how the matte choices come together. Now let's get to a few things about Adept Cosmetics. Most of the information from Adept Cosmetics you can run over to the website. I am not an affiliate with Adept Cosmetics, but I do get quite a bit of PR as of lately. Thank you from Adept, but most of the palettes I have purchased with my own money. So if we're going to run over to the website, which is adeptcosmetics.com. Okay, so we have the Cyborg Choir palette. It is retailing for $79, so that is a little bit more expensive than normally most of their other palettes, which usually tends to be around the $65 range. I don't think that this is too bad, but I definitely probably feel that it's definitely the holochrome pigments that are costing a little bit more money. As far as the brands, there's a whole host of things as far as, you know, the inspiration and definitely making sure that you use some type of glitter glue, which I definitely recommend with the Adept Cosmetics shadows, because it definitely helps them adhere better, and it will help the shine and the intensity and just make it go on smoother so you can get the full impact of the shadow, plus keeping it on your eyes. Now, also, in addition, that the palette is made of faux leather. The brand is vegan and cruelty free. And like I said, the packaging is upcycled, so you can go ahead and rest assured that, you know, those products are sustainable. And like I said, the rest of the information is on the Adept Cosmetics website. So we're going to go ahead and jump into these looks. I do film this video over the course of 2 weeks because, you know, life be lifing. And let's go ahead and jump into these looks. All right. It's time to let go of the FOMO because it's here. The Cyborg Choir. Yeah, there we go. And I think I'm really interested in these yellows. Okay, let's turn off that light. There we go. Okay, so I'm really interested in the yellows. So I'm going to play with these and probably the purple. I'm going to figure it out because, well, maybe I put the little blue. Oh, okay. All right, because this yellow is like really interesting. It's definitely giving like lemon. It's not giving gold, it's giving lemon. So let's go ahead and play with it. So my eyebrows are filled in. If you've been here before, you already know what it is. It's the Goof Proof Pencil by Adept Cosmetics, shade 3.75. But in case you haven't been here before, I used the Goof Proof Pencil, shade 3.75. Then I went in with one of my little holy grails at the moment. It is the Matte Contemplative State Primer. Here she is. Perfect match for my skin collection. I'm going to shut up and put some eyeshadow on. These looks are gorgeous. I am impressed. Like, I literally did not purchase this palette because I thought it looked too similar to Element 115. I was like, oh, it's colorful. And even though like Element 115 is very like purple and has some teals in it. And this has like a lot of purples and pinks. These shades, honey, do you? Do you see this blue? Do you see the rainbow flecks in there for the Holochrome? Child, first of all, you know I love me a little gray tone multi-chrome, and it came out pink, and I don't know if it's like with the plums. The mattes are good. The matte, okay, so the only matte I'm not quite sure about yet is this one, okay? But, because I did put it in the corner, it just kind of looks a little, just ashy. But, okay, I put on Robotic Fusion. Showed up. I was like, okay. That was, you know, the purple up here. And then, of course, 77, the navy, hidden. Synthetic Sound Wave, which I just stuck my finger in conveniently. Gorgeous. Layered right nice on top. And then Boring Circuit. First of all, this look. Both of these looks. Love it. Okay. Let me talk about my face details real quick. We're going to move on to another look. I think it's getting pretty late. So I think I'm going to do 2 more looks because there are still so many shadows in this palette that I haven't used because, okay, let's see. Oh, CPD or CFD rather, the ambulances. Okay. So I use Digital Harmony, and then I use Pixelated Pulse, and I use just a tinge of Voltage Violet right here, and then I use Cyber Symphony. But if I do, okay, but there's still like Android Aurora, the Binary Beat, Mechanical Muse. It's still, yeah, I think I'm gonna do 2 more tomorrow. So that's what it's giving because it's still like a bunch of shades that I haven't touched in the palette, but loving. So the thing about these particular shades, sometimes you don't want to use too many because you kind of disturb how the shade lays, how the multi-chrome lays. And, you know, a lot of these shadows are kind of like more low holochrome in nature. But, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm happy. I'm glad. I got some little FOMO or something because I was like, I'm not buying this palette, okay? So I am wearing which I just conveniently stuck in the drawer, my Urban Decay foundation. This is the Face Bond foundation and the shade 26, Warm Deep Peach, medium warm deep peach, okay? I'm also using my Fenty concealer in the shade 350, and I went in with my, this is the Contour Stick by Sephora. Really like these. Picked this up with the last sale. I want to say it's a new product. This is the medium to tan. This is what the shade looks like, and that is in the shade 3327B, along with, I think on my face, as I lean over, because I put the makeup on this morning, I have on the Tiger palette by House Labs. Yeah, I do. I have on a mixture of this for the blush and this. So make it look really nice, but I think at this point, sometimes when I just start adding stuff on because I'm doing YouTube, I'm like, it looks all right. But on camera, it looks good. So, and then for my lips, I just did my favorite little combo, which is from the Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This is the Liquid Cream Matte, the matching liner with the shade Dollhouse, just because, you know, it's so bright. And, oh, the blue liner on this lid, on this eye rather, is going to be, this is Ventura Boulevard by ColourPop. I love these little liners. They add so much fun to the looks, but honey, okay, it's so good, all right? So I will see you for another couple of looks.
2 weeks later.
All right, 2 weeks later, but at least I have some clean brushes. We're going to finish up this video, my FOMO video, with the lovely Cyborg Choir. Well, you guys don't need the introduction because, you know, it's just a couple seconds later. I'm going to go in with Robotic Fusion, and I'm going to shut up and give you the 2 more looks that I promised. Alright guys, I am back and here are the last two looks, and I'm so glad I went ahead and played with some more shades in the palette so I can give you guys different variety of looks. I wanted to do something a little bit more neutral but colorful at the same time on this eye, and then this eye has just like all of the color, and I'm really glad that I decided to pick up this palette eventually. So my face details, I think I'm wearing my Makeup Forever foundation today. Yeah, I wore my Makeup Forever foundation, and this is actually the Hydra Glow one. So this is shade 4Y60 paired with my Fenty concealer in the shade, this is a little bit lighter, 350. And I went in, of course, with my Juvia's Place bronzer, which is right here. Then I took Amy Love makeup. I took her palette with Adept Cosmetics for the blush, and I went in with the Cupid blush, which is a little bit deeper. And I don't have on any highlighter. Have my Ardell lashes on in the shade Demi Wispy. And for the lip, I went ahead and took Moxie by Propa Beauty and just put a little thin lip liner on. So I think the looks came out really good. Like I said, I wanted to do a little bit more neutral, see the versatility of the palette. And I just love how these particular hollow shades look. Now, I do feel like these little particular hollow shades are a tiny bit smoother than the ones from Inslee Rain. Let's see, because I have two of their palettes here. Okay. I have, my love, Cold Moon. And I feel like these in here, they're a little bit stickier. They're not as smooth. So like especially like the shades Snow Crystal and Saturnalia and let's see, Keon. So these have a lot of hollows in them as well. Oh, and also definitely Snowdrop at the top. Definitely a little bit thicker in texture, as you can see kind of with these particles. So if that kind of bothers you, I would say that the ones in Cyborg Choir are definitely smoother. Honestly, I love both palettes. Cold Moon is one of my favorite palettes that I've picked up recently in my collection. I would definitely say that these are a little bit smoother, and I just love the color variations of this palette. Now, Digital Harmony, that is the shade in the middle. That is my favorite. It's a nice fiery multi-chrome, and paired right here, and also paired with the Boring Circuit. It is just like a vibe. It's very red, fiery, and a little bit neutral, paired with Laser Lights, which has like a small little couple of dual chrome flakes in it, but see, it's very silvery, very opaque. At first, I didn't think it was so opaque, but I definitely use my glitter glue. I tend to use my glitter glue a lot with these shades. And Robo Rose, that really surprised me. Nice and fiery. So it kind of looks like all the shades look the same, but they don't. Now, the one shade that I didn't use, and I'm kind of curious, is Mechanical Muse. This is also a Holochrome. Very smooth. So that's what that looks like. Really pretty, that blue shade. And now that I have Amy's palette, because that came like a couple days after I first started filming this video, I kind of want to see what it looks like up against the shade Indie. So Indie is in her palette right here. And they're both blue. I really like this shade Indie. I've been having fun with it. And I'm just going to pop Indie, let's see, right here. So definitely Indie definitely reads a little bit more like a denim blue, a little bit more cool tone blue versus the shade Mechanical Muse. Definitely more royal blue, a little bit more colorful, definitely more a little cool tone. I also see a little bit of kind of turquoise flash in it kind of right now. And then if you also wanted to see it against Pixelated Pulse, which was the shadow that I used in the first look right here. Let's see. Oh yeah. This is Pixelated Pulse. I'm going to throw that in the middle. And then that's more of a blue with more purple. So it's kind of similar, not quite the same there. And then we'll pick up Binary Beat. The one shade I didn't use was Cybernetic Shock. So this is Binary Beat, and that's what I have in this corner. Very pretty, very purpley, We'll throw that right here. Ooh, electric. It's like a little party. So it's probably a little harder to see because there's so many shifts kind of going on there. And then I did not use Cybernetic Spark. Ooh, that's pretty. And I'm going to put that right here. So that's definitely, as you can see, turquoise. So those are the shades. So I'm really glad that I purchased this palette. I think the shades are really fun. They're really pretty. The mattes are really fun and pretty. The only matte that I feel like was just okay to me was number 7, which was the yellow. Like, I can make it work, but it is pretty pastel. But all the other shades work really nicely, and I do like how they layer on top of each other. And definitely, you know, Robotic Fusion is like definitely a nice kind of set the tone shade or a transition shade. But I feel like any of these shades you could definitely use as a transition shade. Like I mentioned before, I really felt like these two palettes look very similar. And I mean, there are some crossovers because you do have the turquoises, you have the blues, you have the purples, you do have the yellows. But after having both palettes, the looks that I've created with both palettes are definitely a lot different, but the palettes are very complementary, okay? So I would say that, you know, if you just can't swing to get Cyborg Choir, but you have Elements, I definitely think that you would be okay. Or if you wanted to go ahead and get Amy's palette because you have this one, or you're trying to decide, I would definitely pick up Amy's palette. Like, Amy's palette is just wonderful, like, for real. All of these are wonderful, but I do understand. So, like, at first I was like, no, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. And, you know, I didn't pick it up. So here I am just eating my words, but I'm happy. And y'all know I'm going to use this stuff. So at this point, I'm trying to use almost everything that I bring into my collection, at least in some type of capacity or something. So let me know what your favorite look is. Oh my gosh, I remember I love look number 2 with the chartreuse in this shade, which was the Digital Harmony, one of my favorite shades in the palette. I thought that was really pretty. All of the looks, oh my gosh, like, look so good. Even this one with this little pop of red. This one is just so super colorful. So I think this might be my favorite look. The other look with Digital Harmony might be my second favorite. I really love this. The first look might be mine. And last, but I don't know. Really happy. So leave me a comment down below. Did you pick up this palette? Are you still thinking about it? Or are you on the fence? Because I know a lot has come out lately. Because, like, by the time this came on a restock, I was like, oh my God, I'm getting Amy's palette, which I'm so super appreciative. That one was sent to me in PR. But the Cyborg palette I did purchase with my own money. And just let me know down below, because I think, like, it's room for everything in the collection, especially if you like hollows and you're kind of nervous because a lot of the hollows seem a little chunky. I definitely feel like the Adept hollows are a little smoother to work with and not as chunky. But I still love my Ashleigh Rain hollows. Like, you can't pry this palette out of my cold day hands. Really, you can't pry any of my Ashleigh palettes out of my cold day hands. Like, I love them. They're up there for me. So leave me a comment down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be soon. And subscribe to my channel because, you know, I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. With that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the cheddies. Hey, cheddies. Cheddies. Hey. All right, y'all. Bye.